Ow. What's up, everyone? Punchy back with Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, What's Nagashi. So, last time we finished up our talk with Rika. It went, well, badly? I don't know. And we finished up with talking to Shion, and she's telling Punchy about the Hinamizawa Dam Wars, which is, I guess, the last thing that we know about, what I know about, at least from the first chapter, because everything else is just coming in new. During the Hinamizawa Dam Wars, the priest who everyone was anticipating to lead the anti-dam movement acted as though were unrelated, so the Sonozaki main house rose up to take charge. My sister told you all about the battles that happened, right? Yeah. All of Hinamizawa got together and fought as one. They held protests, brought it to court, and even appeared on TV. And the damn project, guess it's bad, but I don't know, she made it sound so much more, glorious and happy, I guess. In reality, there were many things that happened that were far more extreme. Under the surface, the Sonozaki main house was doing all sorts of illegal things to oppose it. See? Totally glossed over. They were acting illegally. For example, they would sneak into the construction site in the middle of the night and steal equipment, or break it, or put sugar cubes in the gasoline tanks of the construction vehicles. Sugar in their gasoline tanks? Why would they? You don't know? It's practically the representative guerrilla tactic. It was used by underground organizations in France in World War II, for one. When you put sugar in, the engine gets burned out and breaks down. That's pretty bad, though, isn't it? It was destruction of property, and nothing less. When they beefed up the guard at the construction facility, the family turned to attacking important construction personnel who worked there. The government officials who had given permission for the construction, for example, received all kinds of threats. Not just people from the prefectural office either. Apparently they reached as far as the Ministry of Construction. As far as I've heard, they even kidnapped a child once. Ooh. This is all new information for us. Kidnapped? Yes. The child of an important person in the Ministry of Construction who was in charge of the Hinamizawa Dam got spirited away. Then, one day, all of a sudden, he was rescued in the Ch.2 mountains, which are upstream from Hinamizawa. Interesting. He survived. Apparently, there were never any criminal accusations, but people whispered that it had been a threat to stop the dam construction from happening. Besides that, there are stories about so many different threats that I couldn't possibly list all of them. That's sort of bad, isn't it? Not even sort of. Right in the middle of the whole thing, the first incident happened. That's when the dismemberment of the construction manager occurred. People whispered that Sonozaki family had bought out the principal offender. But of course, he fled and they still haven't found him. When she put it that way, the Sonozaki family definitely seems suspicious. Oishi-san even seemed to think that the criminal was erased, so he wouldn't talk. Which is pretty reasonable of him. It's even enough to make me think that the Sonozaki main house is doing some sort of really shady things behind the scenes, even though I'm related to them. Are you telling me to believe that? That the Sonozaki main house, where Mion lives, has done all those bad things? You're telling me to believe it? Don't be naive, Punchy! Even if you don't, Punchy-chan, the villagers do. While they opposed the dam in upright and lawful ways, the Sonozaki house did the dirty work for them. Everyone believes that they fought at the front, so they take the brunt of the criticism. So they're respected as a sort of heroes of darkness. I think I only really know one part of it. For example, the really bad stuff, like the kidnapping. I think only a handful of people even know about it, including Grandma. The Sonozaki family is secretive after all. Secretive, huh? A family so unforthcoming that even Shion, who is related to them, doesn't know everything about them. The Sonozaki family. Unlike Shion, her older twin Mion was deeply involved with everything, and that was not a fun thought to entertain. Ooh. My sister, though young, was the one who acted as the center of the illegal resistance movement. Wow, Mion, and at what age? Was leading the kidnapping and the guerrilla tactics. Mion was? What do you mean? Well, our dad is a big shot yakuza. Even when she was little, my sister managed to subjugate a bunch of young street rats. Then she played all sorts of tricks on them, and just generally got in their way. Mion did that? Now she's pretty laid back, so it might be hard to imagine. They put her in charge of everything from property damage to threats and even acts of violence. Though since she was a kid, they could get her released pretty easily. She learned that her age could be used as a weapon. It may have been indiscreet, but I couldn't help but chuckle dryly. She may have been young, but she was certainly still Mion. Yeah, thinking about it, if we take the Mion that Punchy knows and I guess he still cares about her, but the Punchy the one that Punchy knows, and just place her in the environment that we like, the Hinamizawa Dam Wars environment. I mean, it's not too that far off to think about it. Even back then, she'd already been known for her craftiness. It's nothing to laugh about. Please, take this seriously. Sorry, I didn't mean to. She'd gotten pretty angry at me. Well, her delinquency soon got her into a position of authority in the Sonozaki main house. It's not unthinkable that Oishi suspects them for the dismemberment incident, and the later ones too. For a few moments, I was dumbstruck at the tales of Mion's past. None of them matched the image I've had of her. They kind of do. Like you said, her craftiness. You put her in that situation, and I mean, I guess because he still sees her as like a normal, friendly friend. A young Mion dirtying her hands with all sorts of crimes, giving the damn construction project hell. As the successor of the Sonozaki main family, she was always right at the center of the vortex of strange incidents occurring year after year. Was that really the Mion I know? Maybe the one I know isn't the real Mion. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't bring myself to accept the images of Mion I was hearing from another person. Well, back to the main subject. I just wanted you to know that my sister is someone worth being cautious around. Hey, Rika already said she's mad to leave her alone. And I think we trust Rika. Maybe? Please be careful. I didn't want to understand. Mion was a fantastic friend. Oh, he's still there, yeah. She would never do something to back me into a corner like that. She did ask me pretty harshly about the night of the festival. But even that, it wasn't like she said it in a mean way or anything. I think that's worse. Alright, I'll make sure to be careful. Her sister is related by blood, but within the Sonozaki family, We're basically of a different class. I want you to recognize how distant they are from me. Please. The more Shion tells me about Mion, the less I understand who Mion is. The Mion I know wasn't a dangerous person. She joked around, smiled a lot, and was full of passion. Now that I'd realized I held such a view towards her, Shion was telling me to change it. To be careful around the best friend ever. To doubt her. The idea was very sad and painful. Now about Oishi. If you think it's a good idea, then I think we should give him the information he needs. I think getting the police on our side will work in our favor. You thought so too, Shion? It's just, at the moment, like I explained, the police have their eyes on the Sonozaki family already. Oishi in particular completely believes that they're the masterminds behind the serial incidents. And I'm inclined to agree with him. Although, my information is still very limited. That includes me, of course. So, I don't really want much to do with Oishi. I see. If Oishi-san had found out about Sonozaki family's strife-filled history, then he probably wouldn't be very happy with Shion either. At last, I understood Mion's instinctive dislike for Oishi-san. I mean, I'm sure police, Yakuza, don't get along pretty well. It's probably out in the open at this point, but try not to give my name to him. If you agree to that, then I don't think there's a problem with you telling him anything. I got it. I won't mention your name. Oh, the last time we talked to Oishi did not end up well at all. The police's investigative ability should be quite a reliable weapon for us right now. If Oishi tells you anything interesting, then let me know as well. Yeah, of course. We'll share information and investigate together. Who killed Takano-san and Tomitake-san? Who was after us? Until we know, we need to defend ourselves. Anything else? Besides what Oishi-san told you, I mean. If anything has happened, no matter how minor, please tell me. Do you think Punchy's gonna tell her about Rika? Aside from my discussion with Oishi-san... Oh. Should I tell her that I revealed everything to Rika-chan? Rika-chan was acting like she knew something I didn't. She told me to leave it to her, but what? That's right. When I was talking to her, I mentioned Shion's name too. Was that a mistake? I feel like Shion will get angry. Nothing else? Punchy-chan? I had remained quiet for a little while, so Shion encouraged me to speak, unable to bear the silence. As I struggled with what to say, Shion addressed me instead. It doesn't sound like it, so can I ask you something? I just heard this myself. Is it true that old man Kimiyoshi went missing? The old man Kimiyoshi? My gut told me that was the name of the mayor. You mean the mayor? Wait, Shion, you haven't heard? I don't know anything. I just overheard my dad talking about it on the phone again. I realized I shouldn't have said that. Here in Hinamizawa, the things that happened around this time when Oishiro-sama's curse would occur would all be covered up. Yeah. Actually, last night, after a meeting, he didn't come home, so all of Hinamizawa was confused. They searched all through the village, but if they found him, then I haven't heard. The police should be searching for him as well. Why didn't you tell me something that important right away? Oh, Jesus. Was that a call for the violins? She shouted angrily at me, bringing all her emotions to bear. Sorry, I thought you already knew. I didn't want to hide it or anything. The receiver was silent. Did Shion get mad again and hang up? Hey, Shion, hello? Punchy-chan, what should I do? Shion's tiny confused voice sounded like it belonged to a different person than the one yelling a few seconds ago. What's wrong? Tell me. We're not keeping secrets from each other, right? Shion hesitated for a long while, but then she confessed. I'm sorry. I I didn't mean to hide it. It was just that, well, the conversation got turned around and we're on the same side, right? I won't get mad, so tell me honestly. Shion still hesitated for a few moments. Then, in a resigned voice, she continued. Old man Kimiyoshi, I told him everything. Shion seemed to think I would yell at her right after she said that, so I heard her catching her breath. Contrary to what she thought, I was a little relieved. Shion had done the same thing I had when I confessed everything to Rika-chan. So, in a gentle voice as I could, so as to not set her off, I responded, Old man Kimiyoshi, he's someone you feel comfortable confiding it, Shion. Yes, he would. When I was little, he was really nice to me. Shion felt the same pain as the rest of us from the mayor's disappearance. She had a different kind of strength from Mion, and as she continued, her voice sounded truly sad and pained. All I did was play tricks on him, but he would always just smile. He listened to anything I had to say. He was such a kind person. Calm down, Shion. It's not like he's dead, right? Don't lose heart so easily. Shion didn't answer. Even as I said it myself, I didn't think we'd ever find the missing mayor again. We probably would even figure out if he was alive or dead. Shion must have been thinking the same thing. That night, I told the mayor that we stuck into the ritual storehouse. Also that someone saw us and was out to get us. Does the mayor know how absurdly Takano-san and Tomitaki-san died? Yes. He knew about it. I told him that they died by Oshiro-sama's curse and that it could be made a sacrifice to calm his anger. I just said straight out. Right. What then? Old man Kimiyoshi didn't get angry. He smiled, and he told me that if I was properly sorry about it, there was no way I'd be demoned away. He was really smiling, and he told me to leave it to him. Until Shion stops. Oh, she's crying. Until Shion stopped sobbing, I wasn't able to find any words for her. The next words should be that we did the same exact thing with Rika-chan. I couldn't imagine what kind of person the mayor was, nor what Shion's relationship with him was like. Words of comfort, however, mean so much to us when we're about to be crushed by anxiety. Today, Rika-chan taught me that too. If someone who gave such a sense of security were to disappear, then I could guess what kind of shock Shion was in. It's my fault, because I revealed everything. Stop it, Shion. It's not your fault. No, it's my fault. I told him everything. Old man Kimiyoshi found out everything, so he has to have been killed. It was right after I told him, after all. He disappeared the same night that I confessed, and he told me everything was going to be alright. He found out, so he became involved. I should never have told him. All of this should have just been our fault, only the four of us. It wasn't something I should have told someone else. He got killed because I told him. He got killed because he knew. He got killed because I revealed it. Hey, stop. If they were doing that, then they would obviously have killed you before killing the mayor. The order is all wrong. You or I should have been killed first. Why the hell would someone else get killed first? No, it's in order. They must be planning to kill us last of all. What? They're not killing the first people who come to mind. They start by killing those we're close to. And then, after they've caused us so much pain, they'll kill us. That must be what they're doing. I said calm down. Shin, you're in shock. You're panicking. The mayor's disappearance has nothing to do with you. It's unconnected. It's not related to Kano-san and Tomitake-san dying at all either. My words came out as a scream, as if I was shouting them at myself. No! It is connected. It just has to be. I told him, so he was killed. He got killed because he knew. I confessed it to him, so he got killed. She repeated the same thing as before, as though she were in delirium. Despite my trying to console the crazed Shion, for some reason, the shadow at my feet began to freeze. From that shadow, a cold arm reached out, so cold it seemed like it would freeze even my heart just by touching me, and grabbed my ankle. The heat generated by my body, the arm was absorbing it. It was horrible. It was a horrible chill. It was a dementor. A freezing cold, numbingly frigid. It was inviolable. It was an unviolable chill of fear. Though I sympathized with Shion, I had been naive in thinking it was something only she had to worry about. In my head, Shion's eerie words repeated again and again. He was killed because I told him. He was killed because he found out. I confessed everything. So, he was killed. Those words echoed through my head like a monotone mantra. And finally, those even repetitions took on a meaning. The quiet shaking that had already overtaken me turned into a violent shiver that shot up my spine. Rika-chan! It's Rika-chan! What? What did you say just now? The truth is, I told her about it. I told Rika-chan. Today! Rika-chan? You mean Rika-chama? The one from the Furude Shrine? Yes, Rika-chan! I felt so scared and uneasy that I did it. I told Rika-chan. When you did, what did she say? Oh no. The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure. That's what Rika-chan said, and then she smiled. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. She smiled, just like the missing mayor had when he encouraged Shion. I'm sorry, Shion. I'm worried about Rika-chan. Ah, right. If you're that concerned, then don't worry about me. Please, go find out whether she's safe. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll call you again tomorrow at the same time. When I do, you'll know I'm still alright. I got it. I'll be waiting. Okay, bye. Sorry, I'm hanging up. I put down the receiver without waiting for Shion to say goodbye. The danger to Shion and myself was secondary at this point. My sixth sense was blaring alarms in my head. I don't like this feeling. It's really bad. It's definitely bad. Damn it, please be safe. Rika-chan. Ooh. Oh, this one is a hard one to stomach right now. And, like, you guys know, like, from the beginning, I always liked Rika-chan. It's weird saying Chan. I always liked Rika. Okay, we're gonna go through these tips, and then we'll cut it off there for today, cause oh jeez, I can't handle this. This one feels a lot more emotional on me than the first chapter. The three families in modern times. As previously described, three families council today is a mere shell of democracy. In reality, it is a dictatorship run by the Sonozaki family. Both the Kimiyoshi and Furude families are far from their former glory, and it doesn't seem at all like they've maintained the ancient traditions. Only the Sonozaki family has retained their glory from the past, and inherited many colorful traditions from the age known as Onikafuchi village. Even the most recent, verifiable example of Watanagashi that occurred at the end of the Meiji era seems to have been done under the orders of the Sonozaki family. Refer to the three families' genealogical tree from the late Meiji. After the start of the Meiji era, the Sonozaki family wanted to push the development of Hinamizawa village, so they took a strong role in leadership. During the Dam Wars a few years ago, the Kimiyoshi family served as the chair of the opposition alliance, but this was in name only. In actuality, the Sonozaki family reigned as leader behind the scenes. People whisper that perhaps the Kimiyoshi family dictated acts of opposition that could be publicized, and the Sonozaki family enacted those which could not. Even in Hinamizawa, they whispered that the multitude of unsettling incidents reported during the dam protests, such as the kidnapping of the famous head of Ministry of Construction's son, had been carried out by the Sonozakis. Additionally, they say that perhaps the Sonozaki family's secret maneuvering was responsible for the serial freak death incidents that have continually occurred in recent years as well. The serial freak death incidents are without a doubt the second coming of the traditional Watanagashi. They must have been enacting the Watanagashi on the day of the original Watanagashi, which had fallen to the level of an ordinary village festival in order to remind the villagers of the holy laws of Onigafuchi village. It's safe to assert that exploring the Sonozaki family is the fastest route for researching it today. If I can expose the contents of the Furude Shrine storehouse, I'd like to narrow my research target to the Sonozaki family next. The Sonozaki house is strictly guarded by security cameras on the premises, but thankfully I've become acquainted with the sisters, Mion, the next heir, and Shion. I want this to be a breakthrough I can connect to my next line of research. Oh, that next line of research never came, the poor girl. Ah, man. What a chapter, huh? Alright, that was from the scrapbook 8. Their punishment isn't over? Oof. Whose punishment? No, don't worry about it. You see, when you order the Oden here, for some reason, it ends up on the annual invoice for our gas contracts. So don't be shy and have another drink. The man, red-faced, waved his hand to say that he had enough, and disappeared into the brilliant neon lights in front of the station. Kuma-chan, you should be taking notes. The most modest people are the ones who live the longest. Oh, that's Oishi. Was that all true? Was all that true? Well, I don't know about that. Whether or not it's true, I think there is meaning in hearing something that sounds so plausible. Would something like that be a motive to go for the mayor? Kuma-chan, here's what I always say. The motive only has to be enough for the person in question. You need to think about how different people value different things. Hey bartender, give me another mug. Though we have been suppressing the information, Tomitake and Takano's deaths were already known throughout Hinamizawa. All of the rumors pointed to them having incurred the wrath of Oishiro-sama for setting foot in the Forbidden Temple, the storehouse for ritual implements. According to the rumors, there were 2 other people who went in with them, Shion Sonozaki and Punchy Mirabara. People were whispering in the shadows that those 2 would be cursed by Oishiro-sama as well. Apparently, however, the responsibility didn't fall solely on the 4 trespassers' shoulders. Until last year, it was locked up tight. This year, it had been changed to a simpler lock. Hadn't that been what allowed thieves to enter so easily? Those were the rumors going around. Ah, have you ever seen a Kuma-chan? I remember it well. I had to go there for something quite a while back. Sorry, I don't really remember. It was locked up so tight it was scary. There were these real heavy bars holding it shut. It was sealed up as good as a bank vault. This year, it was simply a very simple and cheap padlock. The lone girl protecting the shrine, Rika Furude, disliked the heavy locks and consulted with the mayor, who had replaced it with a simpler padlock. So then the mayor and Rika Furude share the crime? So then, after the mayor, wouldn't Rika Furude be in danger next? There's a decent possibility. Kuma-chan, I want you to contact all the cars we have at Hinamizawa. Tell them to stick near the Furude shrine. Got it! Oh no, Rika. Oh, things are not looking good. Well, we'll end there for tonight, guys. Oh, what a chapter. I just really don't want anything to happen to Rika. Just like how Shion didn't want anything to happen to the mayor. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully for a better time. Although, it doesn't get any better, does it? Bye-bye.